Dave Roberts now available. First question's from Alana. Go ahead.
Dave, in that sixth inning starts with a chopper that was kind of thrown away and then another ground ball back to back. Is that why you felt comfortable enough to leave Kershaw out there to face Ozuna, just the way that the first two at bats went?
Yeah, I mean, the inning prior, the fourth inning, was a clean inning. He punched the last guy, and you induce weak contact that tough play, and it gets away from the first baseman, and he gets second base, and there's another ground ball by the first baseman. We had Freeman way over in the gap, but turned a single into a double. And so, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought Clayton was throwing the baseball really well, and there was no reason. So I just felt really good about it, yeah.
Yesterday, in the first three innings, you guys put up 15 runs. Today, the Braves, in that sixth inning, 6 runs on 7 hits. What makes them so difficult to stop once they get rolling, much like you guys did yesterday?
Yeah, you know what? I just think that inning, they were just the Albies ball, the Swanson ball was a ground ball, the Riley ball, just kind of, they were just finding holes. It just kind of baseball, and we just couldn't find a way to limit damage.
Where do you go from here in terms of Kirsch? I mean, the narrative continues that he's not a postseason pitcher, but I'm not certain that the line reflects actually how he was throwing the ball tonight.
No, absolutely not. I think that he came out and, 5 innings, 1 run, and then, again, we just, what happened right there in that sixth inning, but he gave us a chance to win the baseball game. We couldn't put any runs up early and get a lead and or hold a lead, after the Eddie home run, but that narrative couldn't be further from the truth.
Thank you.
Next question's from Alden Gonzalez. Go ahead.
Hey Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Gratterall began to throw when Acuña led off that sixth. What was the matchup that you were looking for with Gratterall in that inning?
No, it was just more of just kind of seeing how the inning would unfold and making sure, just having them ready. So it's just having them tossing, getting ready to see how the inning plays out. I'm not going to take Clayton out after a weak ground ball and another ground ball off the bat of Freeman. And, right there, he had 3-2 breaking ball that Ozuna, it wasn't hit very hard, just found the right spot in the outfield and turned into a double. So it was a good piece of hitting. And, so at that point in time, I wanted to go to Gratterall and have him ready at that point. But I felt really good with Clayton at that point in time.
Next question's from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
5 starter.
It's going to be Dustin May.
Any hesitation sending a rookie out there in an elimination game?
No, not at all. Those guys have thrown some young arms at us in big games. So, no, Dustin will be ready to go tomorrow night.
You kind of led into my next question. What do you think of what the rookie pitchers have done to you?
They've pitched really well. You got to give those guys credit. I didn't see the tape as far as how he executed or didn't execute, but he made pitches when he needed to. When we did hit some balls hard, I can recall the Jock a couple times. Corey, we just didn't find any luck, but that's baseball, and you got to give credit to that guy.
He seemed to rely almost most of the time on his fastball, and you're a good fastball hitting team. How do you explain that?
Yeah, no, it's a crossfire, and he did a nice job of working the outside part of the plate, inside the part of the plate to both left and right hitters, and we just couldn't square him up consistently enough.
And last one, it looked like you were holding Walker Buehler out to pitch him relief if you needed him. What circumstance would it have been to get him in this game?
Yeah, that's one of those where he was down there if, once Clayton got into a rhythm and we felt good where he was at, Walker wanted to make sure he was down there because if it got crazy really early, that he'd be there to pick his teammates up, and that's just a credit to him being a teammate. So to have him down there, and as the game unfolded, just to kind of get his arm going to be ready for Game 6.
Next question's from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, were you surprised that the roof was open? And what kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot of the county regulations and what's required or allowed or not, but it was just really windy, and umpire Corey Blazer had a hard time seeing with his contacts. Our guys, I'm sure their guys. So it's just I was just asking about the roof, but there's certainly no excuses there.
Did you think Jocks or AJ's balls were the guy now?
I thought they hit him good. I thought they hit him well enough, and I really can't speak to if it was the wind that kind of held him up or not, but I really did think they hit the ball well.
And lastly, Ozuna hit the ball pretty hard off Kershaw the first three of these. First one was a double play, but he hit it hard, and then the home run. Did that give you any pause at all, having him face him the third time?
I thought about it, but I just felt that the inning prior, I thought where he was at, the stress prior to innings, I felt good with Clayton right there. I really did. He gave up 2 ground balls prior, and I just don't feel that, the need to go to the pen right there. And, even after that, we just couldn't limit damage.
Next question's from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Dave, multiple times throughout this year, even throughout the playoffs, some of the members of the team have mentioned this is the deepest bullpen you've ever had, but they haven't pitched like it in this series. How do you sort of manage that going forward, and are you concerned with that given how the performances have been the last few games?
Yeah, I think, Eric, it's a deep bullpen. It's a talented bullpen. We've shown it. I think that, you got to give credit at times to hitters where we get 2 strikes and they fight, they put the ball in play, and if you do that, you might find some hits out there. When we do get ahead, we're not finishing away with a strikeout. So we just got to continue to, try to continue to make pitches. But you know what? They still got to beat us another time. I still believe in every single guy in that clubhouse.
You got time for one more. Go ahead, Scott.
Doc, what prep did Dustin May have, and when did you tell him, and what's the length for him for tomorrow?
We'll see. We'll see the length and see how he's throwing. He's raring to go. He knew about it yesterday. We had him in the dugout tonight just watching, so I know he's going to be fired up.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Scotty.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, guys.
Clayton Kershaw now available. First question's from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead.
Clayton, a clean 5th inning, and then in the 6th, you had a ground ball there that was overthrown, and then another ground ball that was a single turned into a double. Was that just a matter of bad luck? What do you make about the first 2 at-bats in that 6th inning for you?
Yeah, I should have. It would have been nice to get Acuña out. He's pretty quick right there, and it's just kind of part of playing on turf. He kind of chopped that one up, and Freddie had 2 strikes on him, and probably just went one too many pitches inside, and he hit it good, but it was on the ground, and still with 2 strikes, probably got to make a better pitch, and it's a tough way to go for that 6th inning for sure.
Ozuna was hitting everybody tonight. Really a difficult at bat. It seems the hard hit ball that ended up in a double play and the home run. What made him, in your opinion, such a difficult out for everybody tonight?
He's just a good hitter. He had a great year this year. He's had lots of great years. He's a good hitter, and I think I made a few mistakes to him. I think maybe some other guys did too, but he didn't miss. That's what good hitters do.
Finally, for me, Clayton, last night your offense puts up 15 runs in 3 innings. Tonight they had 6 runs on 7 hits in the 6th. What makes this offense so difficult to slow down when they get rolling?
They're similar to us as far as they build on momentum really well. It just seems like, they have that domino effect when one thing gets going, and they just continue to build on that. So, and they've got great hitters too. I mean, they're a good team, and just got to come back and win tomorrow.
Next question's from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
And of just the wind have much of an impact there? How crazy was that wind out there?
I mean, it was fine. It was. And if you have a roof, I don't know why you close it. I mean, I understand the COVID pandemic and things like that, but I don't know if wind's any worse for it. But it just seems like it was a little crazy enough to where they might want to close the roof. But I mean, it didn't affect me much. No.
And with Ozuna there, what are you trying to do with that pitch and on that double?
Get him out.
Thank you.
Next question's from Alden Gonzalez. Go ahead.
Hey, Clayton, we didn't get a chance to talk to you since you were scratched from game 2. What happened with your back? How quickly did you start feeling better, and how did it hold up over the course of this start for you?
Yeah, I just felt something in my bullpen, whatever day that was, and took a few days to get it back, but felt fine tonight.
Thanks, Clayton.
All right, thanks.
Edwin Ríos now available. First question's from Alana. Go ahead.
Edwin, 10 of your 21 hits so far have been of the home run variety. To what do you attribute the ability to have that type of power? I know we've discussed it before, but even in these types of situations, it just seems to really play into your game.
Just try to stay in, in myself and do what I've been doing all year. And I know it's the playoffs, but just try not to change what I've been doing. And luckily, I've been able to put some good swings and get a couple homers.
In that 7th inning, Braves manager Brian Snitker did not wait until Will Smith was announced before he brought in a new pitcher. Were you surprised at that? Ultimately, you ended up being able to take that at bat versus a righty?
Oh yeah, I mean, you never know what happens during the game, so I was ready. I was moving around. I knew if Smith was coming. Smith was coming in. That Will was going to hit for me. But, you never know what happens, and I was ready, and as soon as the coaching staff noticed that, they told me, hey, Eddie, get out there. So, I was ready.
How difficult of a pill is this one to swallow when you guys put up so many runs, 15 in the first 3 innings yesterday, and you barely scratched 2 today, both of which came off of your bat?
It's tough, but, we were going to have to win 3 in a row anyway. So, we got 3 left. We've got to win them.
Where do you go from here? What's the mindset, Edwin?
We got to keep having good at-bats like we had today. We just couldn't put hits together. It's baseball, it happens. But I think if we just keep doing what we're doing, the hits are going to fall.
You always want to lift up your starting pitcher or your pitching staff in general. How difficult is this one, though, when it's Kershaw on the hill, knowing what he's meant to this franchise and this team this year?
It's tough. Every time Kershaw gets on that mound, we want to score 20. We want to score as many runs as we can for him, and it was unfortunate we weren't able to do that tonight.
Thank you.
Next question's from Scott Braun. Go ahead.
Edwin, what did you think about the weather, especially in the first few innings, and what were the guys saying about the way that the baseball was carrying? It seemed like it was a lot less than yesterday, and some guys had some balls that would have left the yard.
Yeah, it was weird. It was everywhere. Even when you were hitting, it was kind of blowing in your face. But then, I don't know. It was just very weird, weather. But at the end of the day, you have to go out there and play some baseball.
Next question's from Claudia Guestro. Go ahead.
Hey Edwin, ¿qué tan difícil ha sido competir contra este cuerpo de lanzadores de Atlanta? ¿Qué necesita esta ofensa para que vuelva a revivir?
No, en verdad que hemos tenido buenos turnos. Los hits no han caído y yo pienso que si seguimos teniendo buenos turnos, vamos a hacer carrera. Obviamente queríamos ganar hoy, pero ya pasó. Y ahora tenemos 3 juegos para ganar y vamos a hacer eso.
Después del partido, ¿cuál fue el mensaje que tu manager les dijo sabiendo de que mañana podría haber eliminación?
No, nada. Nosotros sabemos lo que los 3 juegos significan. Y vamos a tener que meter mano y en verdad que vamos a tener que jugar pelota perfecta para ganar.
Gracias.
De nada.
Siguiente pregunta de Diana Alvarado. Adelante.
Hola, Edwin. Oye, Edwin, en el deporte creo que es más parecida a la pregunta que te acaba de hacer Claudia, pero en el deporte hay hazañas y ustedes tienen todo el talento. ¿Qué tan factible es para conseguir esas 3 carreras luego de ver el gran dominio que tienen del picheo, los Bravos?
No, obviamente nosotros sabemos el talento que tenemos en este equipo y yo creo que por eso mismo obviamente no los queremos poner presión, porque sabemos lo que tenemos en el clubhouse y en verdad vamos a tener que salir mañana y ganar y así corrido, no hay otra opción.
¿Qué hablaron entre ustedes como jugadores después del partido?
No, ¿sabes? Durante la temporada hemos ganado 3 corridos muchas veces, so hay que verlo así. Vamos a ganar 3 juegos y ya.
Suerte. La afición lo está esperando y está apoyándoles.
Gracias.
Thank you, Edwin. Thanks, everybody.